Ooh, jump scare. Hi y'all. Welcome back to Brujabrew, a podcast. Do I remember it this time? A podcast where I talk about the magical lessons I'm learning in my 20s through messing up, angst, dark humor, and most importantly, talking shit. Join me with your choice of brew and join the coven. I need to memorize my own thing. But then today's choice of brew is water from my water burger cup. Please join me. Take your sip. So you caught me in a quite special way. And I'm getting ready for bed. But my mind is everywhere. So you're gonna join me as I put product in my hair that's freshly washed and do my nighttime skincare routine that I haven't done in a while, but it feels appropriate that I do it right now out of all the times. And yeah, how have y'all been? The last video I made, I was very much a sad girl. I think it was fresh out the breakup. And I was a sad girl because things didn't make sense to me. Things don't make sense now either. But I recognized that chapter was beautiful while it lasted, but that it's no longer part of me in the active sense, in the sense that there's something to go back to. And the original episode that I wanted to do was called I Want to Belong to Myself. And that episode came from a place, the episode idea came from a place of not wanting to belong to someone or a thing. Like not wanting to belong wholeheartedly to my ex or to another person or to the idea of something where I happen to just neglect myself for the sake of it, which is a very bad habit I have in the name of love. I tend to quickly abandon myself. We talk about it in therapy, and my therapist, I know she's frustrated with me, and I might share some of my notes that I have from our sessions, but I feel like I'm trying. And although it's been a chaotic past couple months, if you know, you know. I think I'm getting the hang of it. You know? And I'm not gonna tell you that things have been perfect. I'm not gonna tell you that mistakes haven't been made. But what I am gonna tell you is that I'm trying. I'm trying to understand what it means to belong to myself. Because I think the issue is I don't know what that means just yet. I feel like every day I'm trying to do something that's just for me. And I think maybe that's how I'm supposed to do it. You know, maybe this selfless act or this small act, like doing my skincare even if I'm tired, is the answer. But I think my frustration was coming from my skincare isn't gonna save me from my depression or my ever-ending gloom and disappointment of life and love and the desire to destroy everything around me, including myself. But don't call my therapist. I mean that in this great frustration of there has to be more to life than this. And I think I touched a little bit on that in my last video. How like, okay, if I don't get married again, I was never married. If I don't get married, if I don't have kids, what do I have to live for? Not in a I need that, but in like, okay, then what is life? Like, I think we are one of the first generations where we can choose to not have kids, to not get married, and live a fulfilling life. And I think I'm trying to discover what that means for me if I take love out of the equation. Not in a I hate love type of way, but in a how can I belong to myself and choose myself, and that if love comes, it can be a companionship rather than my main focus, where I again repeat the pattern of abandoning myself for the sake of it to work, you know? Hair shake break. Hold on, can't say anything. And you know, funny enough, I've made a Substack about this already, like months ago. I'll link it down below so y'all can see it. And maybe I'm gonna contradict myself completely in this video, but it's been on my mind. I literally drove home today and I'm like, I have to talk to the people. So here I am talking to the people. So, how did we get here? The breakup happened, and to clarify, yes, I'm single. No hard feelings towards my ex. I think the thorn that stuck with me is that I felt I wasn't fought for or chosen. Like, sure, right? So I tried to explore that feeling, and a shitstorm happened. Because this touches a wound of, if I'm not chosen and I'm not fought for, then what does that mean about me? And I think now, months later, I can tell you that that was not a representation of what it meant for me. It really, like, at the end of the day, it's a, how do you say it, incompatibility reason that it didn't work out. And that's it. Like, it's really an incompatibility issue. No hard feelings. Everyone moved on. But at that moment, I didn't register it as that. I thought it was something that had to be fixed from myself. And I tried to explore that feeling in different ways. I dived into reading about, I'm such a nerd. I tried to research my way out of the healing. I read about it. I watched videos about it. And then at one point, I was like, I don't care, and try to prove to myself that I didn't care. So I thought dating was going to be okay right now, because I tried to lie to my heart that I didn't care about its own state. So mistakes were made and choices were made, and it got to the point where generational curses were repeated by me. And I think that's when I had to step back and be like, what the fuck am I actually doing, you know? Because my therapist would comment that everyone has a way to deal with things, which I think that was her trying to not pass judgment. But then it started to clash with how I identified myself, with the type of person that I wanted to be. I feel I am. So I'm like, this isn't it, you know? And then one of the last things was I became the avoidant I dreaded so much, you know? Like, I know I'm an anxious attachment girly, but there was this one guy that I matched with, and he, very straightforward question, like, what are you looking for? And I said, I'm figuring it out. I don't know. Because that's my truth right now. Like, I don't know. And he said, oh, well, I'm looking for my wife. And I said, I respect that completely. Like, I don't want to waste your time, but I'm just still figuring out. And he unmatched with me. No hard feelings, of course. But then it hit me. I was not that girl before. I was the girl that was like, yes, I'm looking forward to marriage. Yes, I want my forever. I want my person. But I think I was left so disappointed with the idea of love and relationships that now I'm the avoidant that is like, I don't know what I want, because I am so disappointed in things working out and going through the process of meeting someone again, having the feelings, making the promises that aren't fulfilled, that I dread love. And as a lover girl, that sucks, you know, like love is something that does excite me, but I dread it more than it excites me. And I literally watched myself become avoidant, and that was crazy, you know. And I got to witness some fucked up things too, and it distorted what I thought was the end goal, you know. And it made me realize that maybe belonging to myself isn't about finding love at all. It's not about love at all. I think I tried to listen to my friends' advice about certain things, and I tried to just go with the flow. But I do care about how things are done. I do care about, like, I don't know. I think I'm too much an overthinker to be as free about my actions and not think about the consequences, because when bad decisions are made, I'm the one that's stuck with the damn, I shouldn't have done that, damn, the moral dilemma, damn, like the Catholic guilt, you know. And I don't know who I am right now. I think I'm still trying to figure that out. And I know the answer comes down to belonging to myself, but I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck that even means and looks like for me, you know? So, with that being said, I think it's just interesting, because at what point, like, how much self-destruction do you allow for the sake of being chosen, even if it's temporarily, even if it's from the wrong hands, wrong lips, wrong person, you know? And that's when I knew that dating my way into healing wasn't the answer, which might be kind of obvious for some people. But again, I tried to rush my healing process and say, fuck it, like, I don't give a fuck. And I'm like watching Sex in the City too. And I'm like, I can be Samantha, like, I cannot give a fuck and do whatever I want. But no, like, I care. I care. I tell people I was raised by the Care Bears, goddammit. Like, I do believe in the sanctity of lots of things. And I feel like love is something that shouldn't be corrupted and used against you. And I think in the search for love, maybe the search is to find the love I have for myself, for me, you know? Not so I can be chosen one day, not so that I can tell you a successful story of shit worked out because I believed in, like, I'm not gonna Naruto my way into healing. Like, I'm not gonna be like, believe it, and tell you that everything's fucking fine. No. But this goes back to my therapy notes. So I have been talking to my therapist, and I've been telling her, hey, this has been going on. These decisions have been made. And in a very, very nice way, she said, Maria, I think that we need to work on our self-esteem and our boundaries. And I said, oh, okay, sure. And mind you, I was gagged when she said it. Gagged. But I was like, okay, like, why would you even say that? And again, like, if you listen to the first part of this, like, the actions I was doing were coming out of a need and a desire to be chosen, to feel that I mattered, even if it was in the hands of the wrong people. Because I wanted to believe that I was lovable. But I have been lovable this entire time, is the point. But, like, I have to believe that, you know? So maybe, again, for the topic of belonging to myself, maybe belonging to myself looks like engaging in hobbies. That sounds so stupid. Like, that sounds stupid. Maybe it's about engaging in hobbies. That sounds fucking stupid. Oh my god. Okay, but hear me out. In April of this year, I think April, I enrolled, or May, don't remember, it was recently. I enrolled into a month-long salsa course for beginners, and that was so fun. And that was something that I got to do for myself. I got to giggle, laugh, learn new skills, and that was my thing, you know. I associated salsa with love in the past, right? But then I got to reclaim it as something that I enjoy for myself, and dancing was a huge part of it because I love to dance, period. So I got to have that for myself, you know. I was pretty active in the gym recently. I took a break because I got sick, but I was pretty active, and that was good because that was for myself, you know. And I think my toxic, very toxic thought during this time was, it's so it's so boring to take care of myself, to respect myself, and to care for me, period, right? But it's so much easier for me to take care of someone else, be it a lover, friends, family, because that comes easier to me to do. But if you bring it back to the belonging to myself, I do understand where self-esteem comes in and boundaries, because it's about mirroring what I give to others, but to myself first. Because with the cliches, I can't pour from an empty cup, sure, but I have to believe that I am worthy of the love I give to give to myself, you know? Because the self-esteem bleeds over to everything, you know? Like, if I feel that I deserve a better job and deserve better pay, but my self-esteem is low in how I see myself as a person, then I'm not gonna advocate for myself. I'm not gonna want more because I believe this is as good as it gets, you know? And I think belonging to myself is about advocating for myself too, how I wish others would advocate for me, but being the person that stands in my place or stands up for myself and be like, actually, she asked for ketchup with this, not mayonnaise, you know? She asked for mustard with this, not ketchup, you know? Like, being the person that I want to save me or choose me or protect me, love me, honor me. Like, I have to be that person for myself first, so that if someone else comes in, I know what standard of care I have for myself, that if they don't meet that, it's not a, oh shit, like, I don't deserve it. It's, they can't do it and that's okay. They're not my person. Or recognize a red flag for a red flag instead of a, but I love them, you know? So in church, there's been a couple messages that keeps repeating, and one of them is about take the focus out of yourself. Maybe like when reading the Bible or spirituality, and kind of put the focus on God and Jesus. And it was better explained in the service, right? I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it. But I think there's something there. And by that, I mean, maybe my problem is that I am so focused on myself, like in an annoying way. Not in a like self-care way, but in a like so focused that I'm forgetting I'm an extension to this world. I'm an extension to love. I'm an extension to hope. I'm an extension of humanity and what it stands for, what I think it stands for, you know? And maybe I have to just leave myself out of it. And that sounds problematic, right? Because, like, I think in American culture, we are very individualistic and we're very, like, me. But maybe that's the issue too. Maybe I've been so focused on how I'm hurt, how I've been crying, how I'm sad, how I deserved better, how I should have gotten this lifestyle, how I should have gotten this partner, I should have gotten these opportunities, that I'm not seeing the bigger picture of what my existence can be in this realm, in this planet, in this life. And maybe belonging to myself is nurturing myself, but there has to be something greater than just me, you know, greater than what I can receive, you know. Like, if my purpose is to obey what God tells me to do, and that is to give myself as an extension of what love is supposed to look like. Let's say for people that maybe don't even deserve it, but I still use my boundaries that are being learned. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's about volunteering for a cause that is important to me. Maybe it's about putting myself out there to serve. And maybe it's not about me, you know? Oh my goodness, no one told me I put lotion on my thing. Hold on. But I'm also exploring that too, because it's an interesting juggle, because you have someone that doesn't take care of themselves or prioritizes themselves as much, and then you tell them maybe it's not about you, maybe it's about what you can do for others. It feels contradicting, right? Because it feels like, but I've already been doing stuff for others. So maybe it's about letting love pour into me spiritually through my loved ones that do show me love every day, feeding it to myself from myself, and then giving back to the community because I can serve in that way. Maybe belonging to myself is about finding my purpose outside of myself and outside of romantic love at all. Let's kick that to the curb right now, because I'm genuinely disinterested. But maybe belonging to myself is daring myself to want more for myself so I can better help others, serve others, and in that way honor my faith and honor the obedience into making sure that I follow through, because maybe my life is a testimony that it can be really shitty, but there's another way to do it. There's another way to look at life. There's another way to love, even if it's not traditional. Maybe there's another way to figure it out, even if things are complicated, even if the finances aren't adding up every paycheck, even if I don't have the right words, even if I stutter, even if I doubt myself, despite everything that I think is a flaw or an inconvenience or a burden or a curse in my life, maybe that's to be used as a testimony that I can still do it, but I have to believe in myself first, because I am chosen, therefore I can. Oh my god. Wait. Maybe it's bigger than this. Maybe like I'm stuck kicking rocks when there's so much work that has to be done, and I have to care for myself because my purpose is greater than my feelings. My purpose is greater than my heartbreak. My purpose is greater than will I be loved when I am loved. I am chosen from above and from the people who I love today. Oh. Hold up, girl. I need a break. And another thing. I find that life is really funny, because the more tantrums you give it, that life is hard, so I'm gonna sulk and I'm going to just sit on my ass and wait for things to change. I'm gonna cry about it, I'm gonna complain about it and do nothing. Life is a bitch, and life will be like, oh, you think that's as bad as it can get? let me show you how better of a mess I can make for you. And it happens. So I don't even think it's about giving life a reason to make you its bitch. I think it's literally about accepting things for what they are, but doing the work to improve it. Because if you tell life that you deserve more but you do nothing about it, I think life pushes you to change. Life pushes you to act and on your words and prove to yourself that you can do it, or you're gonna crumble. Because I think at the end of the day, life is about having ongoing problems and how you're gonna adjust for them. What actions are you gonna make? How are you gonna pivot? You know? And another struggle for me is I'm 28 and I am in my Saturn return. And life is kicking my butt, of course. But maybe this is the whole point of life. To figure it out for the person before you. Extend a helping hand. Love with boundaries. And try again every day. And maybe the meaning of life isn't a meaning of life at all. Maybe it's the meaning of your day-to-day. Because maybe we're too full of ourselves. Maybe it can be as simple as we want it to be. And maybe belonging to myself is caring enough for myself and the day-to-day to make a difference in the greater scheme of things, and believing in myself that I can do it by giving myself the mercy and compassion and love that I expect others to give me and give them to myself. And I think that is what belonging to yourself is. And I do think that that is the conclusion of our video. Thank you for joining me in today's episode. And if you want to talk it out, let me know, because this topic fascinates me, and I genuinely think that as a yapper, I need to continue yapping about it. But I'm no longer afraid of fucking up, because I think maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point of life. You know? Maybe that's the point. And with that, I wish you a good night. And I hope this helps someone. Because listen, I think we're all figuring it out. And the person that tells you that they have it 100% figured out isn't telling you the full story. Or they have learned to just let go and live on day by day. So, with that being said, mis amores, I love you. Have a good night. Have a great day, depending when you're seeing this. And I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for us. And let your life be a testimony that you loved, you laughed, you cared, you gave it your all, you messed up, you got back up, And despite all of the awful things that happened, all of the mistakes, all the failures, you still continued on. If not for anyone else, for yourself. Because I think that you matter. I think that I matter. And maybe life is about proving that to yourself, that you matter and you have a purpose. Yeah, I'll take that. Okay. Good night. Love y'all. Bye.